This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Irish Impressions by G.K. Chesterton. Chapter 1. 2 Stones in a Square. When I had for the first time crossed St. George's Channel, and for the first time stepped out of a Dublin hotel onto St. Stephen's Green, the first of all my impressions was that of a particular statue, or rather portion of a statue. I left many traditional mysteries already on my track, but they did not trouble me as did this random glimpse or vision. I have never understood why the channel is called St. George's Channel. It would seem more natural to call it St. Patrick's Channel, since the great missionary did almost certainly cross that unquiet sea and look up at those mysterious mountains. And though I should be enchanted in an abstract artistic sense to imagine St. George sailing toward the sunset, flying the silver and scarlet colours of his cross, I cannot in fact regard that journey as the most fortunate of the adventures of that flag. Nor, for that matter, do I know why the green should be called St. Stephen's Green, nor why the parliamentary enclosure at Westminster is also connected with the first of the martyrs, unless it be because St. Stephen was killed with stones. The stones piled together to make modern political buildings might perhaps be regarded as a cairn or heap of missiles, marking the place of the murder of a witness to the truth. And while it seems unlikely that St. Stephen was pelted with statues as well as stones, there are undoubtedly statues that might well kill a Christian at sight. Among these graven stones from which the saints suffer, I should certainly include some of those figures in frock coats standing opposite St. Stephen's, Westminster. There are many such statues in Dublin also, but the one with which I am concerned was at first partially veiled from me, and the veil was at least as symbolic as the vision. I saw what seemed the crooked hind legs of a horse on a pedestal, and deduced an equestrian statue, in the somewhat bloated fashion of the early 18th century equestrian statues. But the figure from where I stood was wholly hidden in the tops of trees growing round it in a ring, masking it with leafy curtains or draping it with leafy banners. But they were green banners that waved and glittered all about it in the sunlight, and the face they hid was the face of an English king, or rather, to speak more correctly...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?